Hi, it's Adrian Taffinder, the subconscious surgeon, and I just wanted to kind of give a bit of a message and a kind of a perspective on how the universe works and manifestation and how things come into our lives. And we talk about faith, we talk about God, especially people who are religious. And when people are going through dark and tough times, especially severe illness, they say they will trust in God and have faith that everything is going to work out. And I had a friend who, very beautiful soul, an amazing individual, and they have a friend who has stage 4 cancer, and they were asking me, they asked their spirit guide about them, and it said the outcome wasn't incredibly favorable, and she was asking to use my testing process to see if it was the same, and just asking for some guidance about how to feel about it, knowing something which they can't communicate. And ultimately my perspective on death has, from a very young age, has been different than people I observe around me, and people have always found it challenging why I'm not upset and crying and mourning people's death at funerals, because I don't see death as death. I've never seen death as death. I've just seen it as a transition. One of my favorite little analogies, is two twins in the womb. And one of the twins says to the other twin, what do you think about this mother? Do you believe in mother? This higher being, this vessel that we're inside. And the other twin goes, I'm not sure about that. It's all a bit woo-woo to me. On this subject, what do you think about life after birth? Do you think there's life after birth? And things are a transition. Consciousness is never ending. And I as a multidimensional being, somebody who has had many experiences, have had many people say that I've had many past lives, and I've experienced with the testing and all sorts. If I've had this verified by other people independently without prompting, 2,788 past lives, then why do I have to worry about death? Death really is only traumatic to the people that you leave behind. In your transition, you go back to source. You go back to the benevolent, beautiful, loving energy of the universe. So I don't have to worry about death. It's one of the most blissful and amazing things that I can experience. And one of the things that I've always believed, again from a very young age, is death is one of the biggest gifts that you can give people around you, because often people become introspective and reflective on their own lives and where they are, and question their mortality and what they've achieved and what they've done and what they want to do, and it often motivates people into action. And the last 6 letters of the law of attraction is action. And as a result of the conversation, I know of ways that stage 4 cancer has been healed. The Gerson therapy, for one, has been healing stage 4 cancer for many, many years. It can't be recommended by the medical institution because it's holistic. They're not using pharmaceuticals. One of the interesting things in my research I found was that the coffee enemas It sounds strange to put coffee in such a place instead of drinking it. But there is an active enzyme in coffee which actually increases your immune system by about 5,000%. It also heavily detoxes the liver. And this is because when you put it in that area of your body, the active enzyme goes through the mucous membrane. It uses the hemorrhoidal artery, and it actually goes around your system. I think it's 3 or 4 times a minute, and heavily detoxes the body. And they use a significant regime of organic green juicing, the increased density of phytonutrients, increases and stimulates cellular regeneration, and that cellular regeneration, in essence, the toxins that were stored in the cells that are being recycled goes into the bloodstream, and the liver finds it very difficult and very challenging to process all those toxins, and you need assistance in doing so, which is what the coffee enemas are for. But also your immune system is boosted, which is the bit that actually helps you cells detoxify. And they've been turning stage 4 cancer around for years. The medical institutions say, I'm sorry, but you need to go home and make preparations to die. And this is mass murder because they don't have to. The body can heal itself given the right environment. This is epigenetics. And my friend communicated this to their friend, and their friend went, no, it's okay, I'm going to trust in God, I'm going to have faith that, God is going to look after me. And the bit that people are missing with faith is that angels are inside us all. God works through people. God gives you the answer to all your prayers through what you manifest in reality. And you have to be proactive in your own healing. You may have just manifested the message, which is your healing. And it might be working with a certain therapist. It might be working with a certain mentor. And if you feel inspired deeply to work with them, and then you talk yourself out of it because it's a lot of work or it's a big investment, it's going to take me time, I'm not going to be able to afford, to go out partying or buy these luxury items, and because I've got to spend it on doing this and it's going to be hard work, then what you're doing is, in essence, just sticking your finger up to the universe and saying, well, thanks for the manifestation, but not this time. I'm going to carry on self-sabotaging, thank you very much. I know I manifested this answer, but my ego and my worries and my fears are going to get the better of me, and I'm going to prove myself right because I'm going to look back in hindsight and think, I wish I'd have done that. And they say the graveyard is the richest place on earth because it's full of lost dreams and lost opportunities that were presented to people which they never took out of fear and out of self-sabotage. So the question is, are you sabotaging your healing? Are you procrastinating about doing the very thing that the universe has given you? Did something come into your life and scream, I need this, and then you talked yourself out of it for whatever reason? I mean, this is why I don't chase people. People have to be proactive in their own healing. You've got to be ready. You've got to be in it to win it. You've got to be willing to put the work in. You've got to be willing to take the risk. Take that step. As Martin Luther King said, you don't need to see the top of the staircase. You just need to take the first step. It's the same kind of context as a journey of 1,000 miles. is taken one step at a time. And the last one of kind of this analogy is, how do you eat an elephant? One mouthful at a time. Not that I condone eating elephants. It's a metaphor. No elephants were harmed using this analogy. So when you manifest what it is that you are dreaming, sometimes you have to do things which are scary. Things which maybe even go against what you've been conditioned to believe, what you've been conditioned to think, against your belief systems. But it's our belief systems which are our biggest inhibitor and the thing that really hold ourselves back. I know when I was going through my process and I developed the testing and decided to go all in on the testing and follow the testing regardless of what it said, it told me to do some stuff which was absolutely crazy. And if you watch my YouTube channel and follow bits of my story, I'm going to be elaborating on these and just kind of sharing my journey of how I got to a place where now I'm completely in peace in every moment of every day. There isn't a single situation that triggers me. I remain in stillness. I have faith in the universe. I observe things that are happening around me and grow and learn from them rather than attack the source of feedback. And know that I'm blessed in every moment and the universe loves me. And it's quite magical how everything works out. So I just wanted to share this little message. Follow your heart, follow your inspiration, and get out of your head.